Happy astrological season, Pisces. Welcome back to Will Cartomancy Tarot. Um, Today, Pisces, I will be presenting a reading, an ongoing relationship type reading for your astrological sign, which will be valid until the end of this month. Pisces, to save down on some time, I have already shuffled the deck and displayed the cards as we see here, okay? And today, Pisces, I decided to use the Zombie Tarot deck to provide you with additional insights for this reading. Let's first start off, Pisces, with the bottom card. We have the Eight of Cups here, Pisces. So, Pisces, this card tells me that, it's pretty much all about a desire to leave the past behind, usually due to disappointment, disillusionment, or merely because you feel things have reached their natural conclusion. Traditionally, Pisces, this card is associated with a hermit. So therefore, you might decide to put the things of ordinary life behind you in order to devote yourself to the search for wisdom and enlightenment. You seem to have reached a fork in the road with this relationship, and although you might feel sad about separating from someone who has meant a lot to you, it looks like eager to move on, and you're saying to yourself, a friend, yes, but a lover or lifetime partner, hell no. And you are not really sure. So this card kind of asks you to learn how to establish a link between yourself and God for times of crisis and make an effort to remember your spiritual principle. And one way to do this, Pisces, is to kind of steal the questions or whys in your mind and just, really trust. So let's start off the reading by first examining the past history of this relationship. We have the card of Six of Cups here that falls in that position. And so, Pisces, this card shows some connection to the past, perhaps a rekindled affair transpired. It says, although you've yearned for only one, you had a transcendent experience that opened your heart to new possibilities. However, you felt very nostalgic somehow as you look back on the past and the way that things used to be, or the way that they were with this person. Let's move on to your second card and look at your past experience in this relationship. We have the Two of Swords here. So this card is all about some type of an impasse, a feeling of being immobilized by our fears or standing at a crossroad and not really knowing which way to go. So this card says, the unexpected happened in your relationship. You and your partner may have been involved in an uneasy truce somehow where you couldn't make a decision, or a new romance or potential love affair arose with someone who was extremely charming, confident, or well-to-do. And it looks like that your emotions were a mixture of confusion, excitement, worry, and hope. Okay, let's move on and just, look at how your partner's experience has been in this relationship in conjunction with you. When we have the Emperor card here that falls in that position. So this card, Pisces, represents order, authority figures. It's all about logic. And this card, astrological cohort, is Aries. So it could be an Aries person that can be figuring into this as well. As it is a sign of leadership and energy. So this card suggests to me that your partner, he saw the relationship as a bit dominating, exerting a strong influence over him or her. So this card says your partner has been thinking a lot about you, and as a result, has or will make plans to get with you to kind of discuss the future. But again, with knowing this about how your partner has been experiencing, it all goes back to those previous readings that I've already posted, that you two need to have some type of a heart-to-heart discussion so that you can really get to the bottom line of what's really affecting both of you. Okay, let's move on to your fourth card, and that card is your current experience in this relationship. So we have the Ace of Wands here, Pisces. So this card signals a new beginning. It could be pregnancy or the birth of a child, or it could be just a sexual escapade that could happen. This card shows you and your significant other either going through a renewal that kind of pulls you closer, or you won't want to experience life alone or have a part-time relationship. You will want a full-time partner, okay? And although you will be very receptive to those who advance, the time may not be ripe for you to really reap the full harvest. However, this card does suggest you can expect a happy union. And if you've had problems in the past, it looks like tensions or misunderstandings are going to be assuaged. There or resolved. There's also a hint that you could, be discussing, or you will be discussing, marriage or potential live-in arrangement, which could potentially occur during the autumn period, perhaps during the September through November time frame, Pisces. Okay? Let's move on to your fifth card, Pisces, and just look at how your partner's experience has been in this relationship. And we have the Ace of Cups here, okay? So this card is all about, it's all about newness. New love, new start, or new appreciation of life. So your partner, it looks like your partner really does love you. It's love. It's like it was love at first sight when you two met, or he or she seems a bit troubled by love, or perhaps unrequited love, if you will. So he or she is searching for clarity or the truth in this relationship, where it looks like his or her heart says one thing, but his or her intellect another. And I'm feeling that his or her reconnection with you brought about a refreshing change that lifted his or her spirit. Okay? Let's move on to your sixth card and just look at, I just want to just review the relationship as it is functioning in its presence. And we have the King of Hazards here. So this card is all about worldly success and accomplishment. It can represent an earth sign or even a Gemini. So this card says expect an impulse. A lover is not going to call or act as expected. And I feel that it's going to annoy you because you're going to feel as if it was thoughtless or inconsiderate or perhaps irresponsible. This card says that, the give and take will be lacking in this relationship. And it looks like your efforts to kind of communicate or pull together are going to fall on deaf ears. I'm also getting the sense that you might also have problems related to children, community work, or even perhaps time investments. So, Pisces, this card says your emotions will be buried under mental activity and you will be preoccupied and completely absorbed. Additionally, it says you're going to be feeling as if you're spinning your wheels and going nowhere, where your love life or career aspirations are concerned. However, I'm feeling that regrets, pain, anguish, or sorrow, Pisces, will come to an end. And you're going to review the past and all that has kind of gone before, and then you're going to release it and let it go. And you're going to realize, what's done is done. But like I said, I still see you inheriting this reunion or reconciliation with an old friend or loved one. And this card says that it gives a sense that, more from a spiritual perspective, that you feel that you are alone. And my God is telling me to tell you that you're not alone. All you have to do is to just reach out. Be patient, persistent, and diligent with your efforts. Okay? So I'm seeing multiple signs here that, you could be dealing with that could be causing, these type of confusion or things that you're going through at the moment. So let's go on to card number 7 and look at what you may experience in the future in regards to this relationship. Okay, we have the Four of Cups, okay? And so Pisces, suffused with apathy, you don't recognize new opportunities when it's presented. This card is all about dissatisfaction, boredom, or hurt feelings, which can spell some troubles for a relationship. So I'm feeling that you're going to feel deprived, dissatisfied, and disillusioned because things you wanted out of life have brought you nothing but unhappiness, suffering, grief, or sorrow. You're going to be tired of the world and its hardships, and you're going to be at a loss when it kind of comes to dealing with your life because nothing you do seems to work, or failure for you seems to be met at every turn. I'm feeling that there might be a need to talk to your partner again about what's been bothering you. And as again, this message has been resonating throughout all your readings. So this card says you will want your lover and won't be able to stop wanting, Pisces. And you're going to wonder if there's really still a chance for you getting back together and whether things will work out. But there will be no union or an unresolved togetherness in your personal affairs. But something will arrive, Pisces, that will bring an avenue of personal fulfillment or spiritual fulfillment. Okay? I'm feeling that if you are unemployed or seeking work, this could be a job. But this card says, really, Pisces, try to take your mind off your lover or the problem and do something else, because some of your material goals will be accomplished, but you're going to still be wanting emotionally. Okay? So Pisces, let's move on along to your next card, and it basically depicts what your partner may experience in the future in regards to this relationship. Okay? We have the Nine of Wands here. Okay? So this card is suggesting to me that one last challenge or test remains for you guys, according to this card. Your partner might feel he or she has come to an end of his or her fighting powers with you, but he or she still has skill and determination and reserve to try to continue it forward. That's why I said this discussion is very necessary. He or she will be upset that he or she has no choice but to wait before, efforts bear fruit. Or they're going to worry that you or another is kind of really isn't communicating all of the facts, or perhaps might be seeing someone else and you're just lying, and you just, because I kind of feel both of you guys are kind of seeing other people. I don't think this is, a one-sided thing, okay? I think that you two need to kind of, you both have too many irons in the fire, and you need to kind of bring some resolution to this, okay? So I'm feeling that this card says that, your partner will need some breathing space, Pisces. And he or she needs to evaluate whether the two of you have similar goals when it comes to this relationship. This card says there will be two loves, as I suggested, vying for your or his affection. And you or he or she will be trying to sort out the dilemma, okay? But this card, it suggests a bit of, says... It says you're going to experience a bit displeasure and dissatisfaction by confusing issues, delays, or perhaps adversity. So let's move on to see where the relationship seems to be headed as it stands now, Pisces. And the card that appears in this position is the Death card. Okay, so when you see this card, Pisces, don't panic, because this card doesn't mean an actual physical death. It's actually about transition, transformation, rebirth, and permanent change. Pisces, comparable to the Tower, this card indicates that change is required. And this card also, its cohort is of the astrological sign is Scorpio, so there could be a Scorpio type personality here. And because this card represents the 8th house of death and regeneration. So, Pisces, this card says you might end a relationship you have long since outgrown, but perhaps have been afraid to leave. It says you will realize you must forget the past or your lover and all that was and try to rebuild your life. But this card asks you to kind of let go of situations that really no longer serve your purpose in your evolution. Because if you try to pursue them, you will only advance, Pisces, to have to pull back or find that you have no one around to help or guide you. So this card pretty much says a new order is going to be established, Pisces. And like the phoenix, you're going to rise up out of your ashes and, kind of begin again. So it seems that if you don't resolve the issues that I've already addressed that needed to be resolved in this reading as well as other readings, this is exactly where your relationship is ending. And exactly why it's going to end. Because it's too much unresolved things. You guys are kind of both doing things, and you need to kind of, really have a deep discussion. So let's move along to your outcome card just to see what may happen in this relationship in the future. So we have the 6 of Wands card. So, that's usually not necessarily a bad card, but sometimes, when you're looking at other cards that surrounds it, it can kind of somehow change the meaning of it. So the way that I see this card to me is all about tension. It's all about a period of frustration or restriction, which may have been placed on you by time of circumstances. So as such, this card says again that, because again, you see that the undead are victors. So I'm feeling an unmorious or impetuous suitor. He or she appears to be younger than you. And they're going to try to come back into your life to try to win your heart. And he or she just might win. It says that a new or perhaps diverse element is going to cause you to rethink the issues at stake and or make changes in your existing situations or status, Pisces. It looks like that could potentially be a positive development. So this card is kind of letting you know that conditions of renewal are approaching, and when that happens, things are going to come together. But persevere in spite of the trials you have to endure, and don't resist what is or try to even force results, because that would only cause frustration, Pisces, and make matters worse. So therefore, Pisces, negative conditions are going to end, and I'm feeling that positive ones are going to, really be established for you. Okay? So, Pisces, I just see a lot of nice things coming up for you. And I just wanted to just give you some parting advice and just to give you the quintessence of what all of these cards kind of resonates to numerically. It comes out to a numerical theme of the Hierophant. So what this is suggesting is that Pisces, always keep in mind that the sense of it all in this, while dealing with this issue, and proceed with both honesty and integrity once again, because Pisces, it's really better to endure suffering or abstention than to be in a position where you have to compromise yourself or your values. So Pisces, this is what I have for you this evening. I'm going to be posting a bonus type reading for you guys. This is going to be a tea reading. Actually, it's called a tea leaf reading, which I'll be posting also shortly. And again, as I have always suggested with every reading, this reading may not have resonated with everybody, but for those for whom this reading is meant, I hope that you've received fruitful guidance from it, and I hope that the information helps you with your situation. I look forward to hearing your comments, and please remember to subscribe. And for those of you who are interested in having a more personalized reading, you can send me over an email to wat61073@gmail.com. Enjoy your evening.